part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea.
That's not physically possible.
That is physically possible if you're Donald Trump, who is the oldest president ever. And today we've got to scream again about something that I feel like I talk about all the time. And oftentimes I feel like I'm screaming into the void because the president of the United States is showing very clear signs of serious cognitive decline. Okay, he's running around talking about how he's getting MRIs and he doesn't know why he's getting the MRI. He doesn't even know what part of the body they're looking at when he's taking this MRI. He's got bruises on his hands. His ankles are swelling. He's falling asleep in meetings. And the same people who screamed and yelled for 4 years, anytime Joe Biden did literally anything, that, oh, Joe Biden is this or that, they're completely silent about this. And it drives me a little nuts. So we've got to talk about it because literally just a few hours ago, Donald Trump fell asleep again in a meeting, in a press conference with other leaders, with other individuals in his cabinet. Why is nobody talking about this? I don't know. So we're going to talk about it really quickly. If you don't know who I am, if you've never seen me before, my name is Chris Mowry. I'm 23 years old. I scream a lot about how much I hate this orange fuck, excuse my language, but it's just like one of those days. I'm like, I can't, this guy's driving me nuts. I also scream a lot about how much I care about democracy. So if you want to support me, it would mean a lot if you just hit like on this video and subscribe. It goes such a long way. You guys have shown so much love lately. I'm like this close to 100,000 subscribers, which is crazy, crazy. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's start here and you be the judge. Just again, today, as I record this, is Donald Trump falling asleep here? Is he asleep? Am I crazy? Are we all going crazy? You tell me.
Uhuru Kenyatta, who I can see here in the room, these two great Africans who are at the beginning, who started the Rwanda and the Nairobi processes. And beyond them, I wish to thank also all of the African leaders who contributed to help us in this struggle. And I do hope that we have, yes, reached the end. The Washington Agreement.
The president napping there. I mean, literally just going in and out of REM stage sleep. And this is something we've seen now multiple times, just really in the last 2 or 3 weeks. He fell asleep next to Marco Rubio. He's like drifting off when he's in places like Saudi Arabia. Look what else Donald Trump said today at his press conference. Listen closely to this.
It's amazing. I was with a gentleman, the future king of Saudi Arabia, and you've heard me say this a couple of times, but 2 months ago when I was over there, he said, and actually Qatar is represented today, and UAE is represented, and your leader said the exact same thing, different words, but the exact same thing, that 1 year ago they thought our country was dead.
So first of all, nobody said that. Second of all, when he's referencing going to Saudi Arabia, right, he's referencing the other time he fell asleep, by the way, which is interesting. But he also said, oh, when I was in Saudi Arabia 2 months ago. That's interesting, Mr. President. You were in Saudi Arabia 7 months ago in May. It's December, okay? It is 10 degrees outside here in Chicago, Illinois. You weren't in Saudi Arabia 2 months ago? I mean, does anybody want to talk about this ever? No. The guy with the nuclear codes has no idea what's going on. And just today, it was awful. Look at these pictures from the other day in the Oval Office. I mean, he looks pretty tired to me. He looks like he's falling asleep to me. He's like behind the absolute desk, I should say. Excuse me. He's behind the Resolute desk. There's a ton of people around him speaking. There's cameras everywhere. And he's like leaned over, eyes almost closed or eyes closed. We also have seen consistently, if we zoom in on this picture here, the bandages on his hands. And there's so much makeup there to try to, I don't know, I guess make it not look so bruised. And you say to yourself, oh, maybe, because I often say this when I see pictures like this of Trump's hands with the bandages or just the tons of makeup trying to cover his hands. I'm like, maybe maybe the White House doesn't know how to do makeup. You know, a lot of people in the White House are incompetent these days because it's all just hired based on loyalty, you know? Like we have just people running around who have no business being in the positions they're in. They're not qualified at all to do the jobs they're doing. But if they will say yes to Donald Trump over the Constitution, they're hired. That's the only requirement. So in my head, I'm like, maybe they don't know how to do makeup. But then I kind of zoom out and I realize, wait, the president is orange. The guy is goddamn orange every day. Somebody knows how to do makeup. They're doing it every single day. So that must mean that it's bad. Whatever bruises they keep trying to hide and they're not doing a good job of, they're bad. We've also seen this from Trump lately, and I think this first appeared when he was at the 9/11 memorial service this year. His face droops to one side. And again, I see pictures like this, and I'm like, maybe this is AI. And that's real because AI these days, artificial intelligence is so good. You have to be careful when you're watching videos online or pictures. It's becoming hard to distinguish from reality. And so I'm like, this is AI. This is not AI. This is a real photo. Triple checked. The mouth drooping. Okay. Let's hear him rant. Let's hear the president rant about his cognitive test and his MRI. He took the most perfect cognitive test ever. Take a listen.
MRI. MRIs are very,
Governor Walz asked you to release the MRI records.
Will you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz, you mean the incompetent Governor Walz? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
What were they
It's like
looking
my
for?
phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So if you want to hear about it or if you want to release it, do you want to have it released?
Yes,
News Nation? Failing News Nation?
Oh, sir, we're not failing.
News Nation is doing lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Please, can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I mean, if you're like in school, if I was like 12 years old on the playground playing president, this is how the discussion would go. I mean, we have a man-child in office right now talking about failing News Nation. You be quiet. You be quiet. He's also, just gross to reporters, specifically to women, because he's a predator, because he sexually abuses women. He's been found liable for sexual abuse. And I think part of this, not only is it, the president is in cognitive decline, there's also a serious factor of danger here. Okay, the president, most likely, I'm not a doctor, is a narcissist. He certainly shows narcissistic tendencies, to say the least. And so it's already bad enough when you have somebody in office who's like a narcissist who's never really been the sharpest tool in the shed. Now you have a cognitively declining narcissist who's never been the sharpest tool in the shed, who seems these days more and more likely to just get angry, to just say whatever he thinks is on his mind. I know that's phrased strangely, but I often debate whether Donald Trump believes what he's saying. Does he know? Does Donald Trump know, for example, that he got an MRI and why he got an MRI? Or does he actually believe that he took an MRI? He doesn't know, why he took the MRI and it was the best MRI ever? I don't know. I don't know what the president's thinking. It's bizarre and no one wants to talk about it. The other thing about Donald Trump is he rants about weird things like affordability. Take a listen.
Everything comes down. But the word affordability is a Democrat scam. They say it and then they go into the next subject. And everyone thinks, they had lower prices. No, they had the worst inflation in the history of our country.
Now, again, does that make any sense at all? No, it doesn't. The word affordability is a scam, but also, maybe like a Freudian slip, because right now, Donald Trump's poll numbers are a disaster, especially when it comes to the economy. We have lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump. Inflation is ticking up because of tariffs. Consumer sentiment is collapsing. People are feeling the squeeze. What about this from just 2 or 3 days ago, December 1st?
Hey, Joe. A big miss on the ADP payrolls. The private payroll company saying private payroll shed 32,000 workers in November. That's the fourth negative number in the past 6 months for this series. Take a look here. The estimate was for 40,000, so the street was off on this one. And how did you get there? Well, goods producing shed 19,000 workers, service producing shedding 13,000 workers. But the big story here, and I'll show you more detail on this, is what's happening with small business, down 120,000. Medium and large business doing okay, up 51 and 39,000 respectively.
People getting laid off. This is the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen since 2009, excluding the pandemic. I scream about that a lot because that's crazy. I'm 23 years old. My brother, I have a twin brother, if you didn't know, recently graduated college, smarter than me. A+ student, over 200 job applications. He just found a job. It's taken him months. One of my old college roommates, one of my best friends, Luke. Shout out Luke if you're watching this video. He has just surpassed 300 job applications. Right now he's working at a restaurant, to make some money, but he's trying to use his college degree, his business degree, to do something. Can't find a job, and he's trying so hard every single day. And that's not a unique story. It's not. Everybody is feeling the squeeze, and things are expensive, and so the president right now, thank God, is rambling about how he doesn't know where his MRI came from and how affordability is a scam, and he's falling asleep. Thank God he's dealing with the issues at hand.
Do you? You sit.
Okay. Jesse says, he fixed the Biden economy. He got 3% inflation when Biden went out, and it's still 3%. Prices have gone up in a lot of categories. People can't afford things like school supplies. They're defaulting on their credit cards. You also say bad candidate.
Correct. I couldn't have said it better myself. From Jessica Tarlov. Again, Biden leaves office, inflation's 2.9%, and we tick down, and we tick down. From January to February, we tick down. February to March, we tick down. And then all of a sudden, it's like we start ticking back up, and people are complaining, and people are, again, feeling the squeeze, and we're back up toward 3% inflation. I wonder why Donald Trump's tariffs. That's why. And again, the president of the United States is doing nothing but spending his time rambling incoherently, falling asleep during meetings, making policy decisions on things like tariffs that affect our lives just based on anger, based on whatever he feels. He's ranting on True Social every night. The other night, he put over 150 posts out on True Social from, 8 p.m. to midnight. That's what he does, right? We see him levy tariffs against places like Canada because he gets angry that some ad played on the TV in Canada, right? The president is making decisions about our lives when he just gets angry and it's all personal vendetta stuff and he's cognitively declining and he's orange and he's ripping apart a constitution. And more people need to be talking about all of that. And I say, finally, and I say this lastly before we wrap up, net approval by issue. This is The Economist, updated today. Inflation in prices from January 26th. This had him about +7, we'll call it, on that issue on January 26th. Right now, last time this was updated, November 2nd, -35 was the last number we got on that. -35. It's not Democrats screaming about this. It's not. It's Republican voters and MAGA voters who are calling bullshit. Taxes and spending. Approval +5, now -20. That's a 25-point flip. Jobs in the economy, +10 on January 6th, -20. That's 30 points. At this pace, they will get crushed in the midterms. The key is we keep talking about it. We keep screaming about it. We get energized. We vote for the right Democrats. And we vote. That's the key. Every single time. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe and hit like. It goes such a long way. I love each and every one of you. I hope you have a great rest of your week into the weekend. It's almost the weekend. You're doing good. I'm proud of you. I will see you in the next video.